Third party. I didn't consent to this. Whoa. And we're live. Welcome to the
Stop
MFG
it.
cast.
No, I'm supposed to do that. I know. I screwed up. I was trying to close one window and get it going.
Welcome to the motherfucking Games Cast.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
never
not
gonna get
that.
this
It's not
right.
that anymore.
Oh,
It is in my head.
damn it.
He did it. He did the thing you did.
Oh no.
Oh, this is terrible. Just terrible. Fwah, fwah, fwah. Hey, everybody, welcome to another live episode of the MFG Cast. We are continuing with our fantasy everything campaign time after time.
Or
We are
are
on
we?
episode 4. Yeah. Or, well, who knows? You might all die. Who knows? At this point, who knows anymore? How many times can I say who knows? Anyway, let's do a little recap of what happened last time. Our heroes were in the Crestium caves. Toda had this uh, thing where his body like multiplied in a bunch of different spots and showed all of the horrors that happen when people touch Crestium with their bare skin. And Tamara didn't like that so very much, so she went over to the corner and just, voided some lunch. Um, you guys are trying to figure out exactly how this Crestium works, and you feel like it's actually pretty powerful. But by the time you're trying to really kind of figure out some things, you think you hear the voice of what you think is the royal vizier because he has the crest of the king on him. Um, so before everyone's kind of uh have to react to the vizier coming in and you feel like he's talking to a couple of other different creatures, you are all like kind of like weirdly frozen. It almost feels like if you like pause a video and it's almost like if it shakes a little bit, it's like the body is shaking, but like you guys can actually like move your like heads, but your bodies don't move. The royal vizier, you can kind of see him in the background with two mystery figures, and they cannot move and they're not speaking or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Quips pops up again, and Quips is like, "Oh, I can't believe it. I made it again. This this program, it's going to be the death of me. Are you okay?"
Yes, but we can't move.
You can't, oh, Jesus. Well, he probably wouldn't say that. Gods be damned, you can't move? This is ridiculous, this program. Why did you guys even want to be a part of it? It's the worst. I don't even like it.
I mean, we
Right
don't
now, I'm
remember.
not very fond of it either.
It could have been good. Okay, so I'm not supposed to do this. And I will do it if you're willing, but there may be a cost. I can make you remember who you are, but it it might affect your memories in other ways.
I don't know, Quibs. I mean, you know what they say. Rules are meant to be followed very strictly.
Well, I don't know if that's really how it goes, but
That's what my headmaster always says. I mean, said in the past.
he's not dead. He's just there. That's all.
No,
It's okay.
oh, yeah.
Don't
That's what I
cry.
meant.
Don't cry, Toda.
I
Well,
can't.
I
I
mean-
don't think I can.
Oh,
At least
okay.
not right now.
We may be able to do our jobs more effectively if we know exactly what's happening, because right now we are really unsure as to should we kill that guy? I mean, is that gonna fix this?
Quips like has that little machine again. He kind of pushes the buttons and make all kinds of like wearing noises and kind of that kind of thing. And he kind of like hits it a little bit and he says, "Oh, you're supposed to destroy these mines, but you have to be careful. They're very volatile.
I mean, it seemed that that was the case, based on the visions that we saw.
Yes, because according to my calculations, the vizier is going to use them for his own doings, and he's also going to hire out. He's going to the highest bidder.
Well, if you unfreeze us, we could kill him like we did the guards. And he
No,
tries to turn to look at Cam, but like he can't move, and just kind of like flicks his eyes over.
and he's like I'm trying, of course. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want this to happen, but remember the thing is just to destroy the mines. You don't have to kill the vizier. You just have to destroy the mines. I mean, if you want to kill the vizier, I mean, I guess that's your thing, but you don't have to.
How will that change things if we kill this vizier?
Well, I mean, just like anything, any action you take is going to have an effect. Sometimes those little things that fly in the air, and then if you crush one of them, then it ruins the ecosystem, and then it goes into different things, and
Right.
so anything can happen. The only thing that really needs to happen for you to jump out of these characters and hopefully come home is to actually destroy this Crestium mines.
Can they be destroyed? They were sealed before, and they were reopened.
Yes, but they weren't fully destroyed, were they? I think it was just a ruse. But that's just my opinion, because everything looks fine here.
So he comes in, and now is there like a chat? Like, can we do like an insight? And this is, I don't think any of us actually personally know Quips. This is the second time we've all seen him. Correct? We don't really have
Yes.
too much memory stuff going on. So
No, you
he's
don't really
telling
know
us
Quips right now.
Yeah, so he's telling us to destroy the mine. Like, can I do like an insight, or if anybody else wants to just to see if this is like, if we trust him?
Yeah, of course. And remember, the opening of your memories of yourselves is also on the table too. So maybe you'll remember more of that as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right. With the
Yeah, I'm rolling insight. We share a meaningful glance.
yes, a very
Yeah,
meaningful, murderous
Hmm.
glance.
It's only a 12.
9.
Yeah. So yeah, you feel like Quips is telling you the truth as far as you know.
I think we can trust him.
All right. Well, then how about this? If we're supposed to destroy this mine, tell us what happens if we don't destroy this mine.
He hits his thing and he's looking at what's going on. Sorry, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm doing this for effect. Give me a second. Let's see. Sorry, my notes should be better than this, but they're not, and I don't care. Let's see. As far as I can tell, they tell me that the Royal Vizier would be using the Crestium mines to create Crestium golems to be able to take over certain lands and stuff like that. The power of the Crestium infused in the golems would be able to, they would be able to use certain kind of magics to be able to be impervious to any other people's magic. So if you hit them with lightning, of course they would soak it in and use it against them. Like the Crestium, as far as we can tell, he's like hitting the thing again. He says, I think the Crestium takes over whatever trying to think of the words he's thinking. The Crestium takes over whatever magics that you're focusing on. So if you are able to focus on lightning, it will do lightning. If you focus on to do necromancy, it will do necromancy. Like, this is a very powerful boy, things always escape me at the worst times. Trying to think, like element or something like that.
All right, so we need some volatile magics here. Then, if we're gonna go forward and destroy this mine, maybe Cam and maybe Bill Zarin and I should redirect these people who are coming, and then Toda and Tamrin, why don't you concoct some magical explosions with this substance and
Mwah.
yeah, try to do it in a way that you can get out.
Listen, I'm very good at getting out of terrible situations. However, blowing up a mine around my head doesn't really sound like one of them.
No.
Toda, do you have any distance blowy up thingy sort of spells? Because I don't. I usually heal people or charm them.
Ooh.
Well, I don't normally specialize in blowing stuff up from distance. So no.
What do you two think would
Unfortunately.
happen if you used healing magics with the Crestium?
Hmm.
Quips, do you have any sort of is there anything on that thing that you're using? But if it accentuates the magics that are used on it in a extreme way, what about healing magics?
I do
Oh,
have
wait.
heat metal.
Does anyone have a torch?
Do I have a torch?
Quips looks at his little device or whatever. He says, "From what I've heard, the Crestium is very, like I said, volatile. So like, even if you know, I think any kind of magic, if you were to use enough of it, would probably create a reaction. But I'm afraid that if you are within the Crestium mines themselves when you are doing these, it might not end well."
Sounds
Well,
like a
then I
terrible idea.
got it.
Okay. Do you need any help?
Probably.
Excellent.
I mean, we should leave first, right? I mean, we
Yeah, I
can.
mean, we all want to get out. What do you need, Toda?
I mean, we need to get out of here, and then I need to get out of here and get those people out of here because we don't want to kill them. And then,
I like it, Cam.
Yeah, sure.
and then I
I
just
mean,
need like a few moments to like get things together, and then hopefully I don't die.
But I mean, he's like a bad guy, though, right? Like, if he wants to, like, if his intention is to use the Crestium to like make golems to like take stuff over,
Oh,
then
well, maybe he's just misinformed.
I don't think that's how that works, Toda.
Maybe he
think
was
he's
just
really
treated
informed.
bad. Maybe he had bad parents. Maybe they didn't hug him enough when he was a little kid.
I mean, that's
That's
possible.
probably very much what happened.
So maybe he just needs a hug.
Yeah. No, I think Bill Zarin and we should set up an ambush or something, and then
A cuddle ambush.
a cuddle ambush. If we can call it that, we'll call it a cuddle ambush, and
We're-
we'll
we're-
cuddle them good, and then you do what you need to do to get you and Tamron, you guys get to safety, and then blow this thing to hell.
we're gonna kill them, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah,
Okay. Just so we're on the same page.
right. It's kind of the thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna cuddle. I'm not cuddling anybody.
And every soul likely has a path to redemption, but sometimes it just takes too long to get there, Toda. So, it's just how it works.
I mean, if you did have I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not our place to judge necessarily, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I try
You're
not
not
to
helping
think too
Belzaren.
deeply into this. Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna
slowly
follow
turning
your
him to my
lead.
side.
If you think that's the best thing, then I'm okay with it, right? Like, it's a tough world.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that
Are
we
you
need
saying you want to
do
cuddle them? You want to cuddle them?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Me? No, I don't know. No.
Yeah. No, we want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Tamron, are you okay? Like, is everything you have a little, you might want to wipe that
Yeah, there's some
you
wretch.
got a little. It's fine. You feeling okay? You need some water?
Fine.
Okay. All right.
I
And
have
then
enchiladas in my inventory. Does anybody want an enchilada before we do this?
I'm not
Yeah, I
feeling
mean, I
very
can
Maybe
famished.
maybe a celebratory enchilada.
All right. I toss him one of the enchiladas.
You
Here you
can't
Oh,
go.
you can't
move.
move right now.
I
Your
toss
head is
nothing.
the only thing you move.
I
Yeah.
don't touch.
So, as you guys are kind of talking and kind of getting getting your plan together or whatever, you see kind of like Quips is almost like fading in and out, and he's like, "Oh no, it's happening again. He's happening. Oh, okay. Before you go, do you want me to help you with your memories? Otherwise, I have a feeling
Yes, yes.
I'm going to
Help,
disappear."
Like for
help.
sure. Like anything.
All right. All right. So he plugs in and kind of hits a couple of buttons or whatever, and he says, "I hope this isn't the wrong time for this." And he hits the button, and he kind of like bends and disappears. And just all at one time, all of you are hit with your own memories. So I'll just tell everybody, just kind of give everybody a little bit of a background on their different characters and stuff like that. No offense to you guys, but you didn't give me a lot, so I wrote down just as much as I kind of could to give everybody just kind of information to what their characters are, and then as they go along, they can kind of talk about themselves and make their lore more. So we'll start with Tamron. So Tamron, you remember that you were a foundling at the Temple of the Singing Stones, where you became a child to many fathers that were monks there. The goddess Ayuan is worshipped there. She is the goddess of knowledge, prophecy, and skill. The monks consider at some point you get to a certain age, and the monks consider you the right age to explore the world outside of the temple. So you decide to break out on your own. What you don't realize is that as Quips is saying that you are a volunteer for this time travel experiment. You have this vision of one day or one night as you're sleeping at an inn. Um, some big, strong, clammy hands clamp over your face and your head, and uh, all of a sudden you are tied up, your arms are tied up and your legs are tied up, and you are thrown into a bag and thrown into a cart and carried what feels like miles. And you are thrown in as you kind of everything is just kind of lifted above you. You're the what you've been carried in is thrown off of you. You're untied and you're thrown into almost like this weird like pod. And you're confused and scared, and you're pounding on the window. It's like this, almost like this uh, uh pod that's kind of almost like a half egg that's see through and almost like a big window, and you're pounding on the glass, and you're like, what is happening? What are you doing with me? And you see all of these people. They're dressed in um uh like suits, almost just, you don't know what this is, but just imagine like a space shoot. Wow, space suit. And excuse me. And there's the end. Everything's covered. There, arms, legs, that kind of thing. You can't even tell who's underneath. There's these almost like these domed visors, and you can't see who it is. And they push a button, and you are sent. And you assume that you are sent to what you're doing right now.
So I was just
Uh,
kidnapped,
yes,
and
you were kidnapped.
so I don't have any frame of reference for what's actually happening other than I don't know how I got here, really, except for that.
Exactly. You know who you are, you know what you've done before that incident,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as who these people are, why they did what they did. You have no clue.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Belzarin, you remember that you're a half elf, that your mom was shunned by her village for birthing you because you were um, uh,
Mixed race.
yeah, yeah, because of being born of two different um, parents of
Right
different
up
Species.
front.
races. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yep. So you as an adult, you kind of fight hard for what's yours, and you don't really take anything for granted because of what happened to you and your mom. Basically, you don't know who your dad is because
Fuck that guy.
he, yep, exactly, just kind of out of the picture. Didn't want to be a part of it, unfortunately. When you
Philandering
find
elf.
friends, yeah, exactly. But when you do find friends, people that you want to be close with, you are close to your friends with to almost to a fault at points, just because of the abandonment issues that you've had with your father. Um, uh, at some point, you are in the market and you're just looking at a couple of different things to maybe eat, and all of a sudden somebody puts a bag over your head, and it feels like 1,000 lightning bolts are shoved into your back, and you convulse and almost like drool, and then you pass out.
Some CIA bullshit.
Exactly. Some very similar thing that happens to Tamrin happens to Belzarin. People in certain suits, they throw you into this little pod, they push a little button, and you're out of there.
Don't like that.
Nope. Uh, Cam, you uh are you realize that you are actually the head of security for a for this experimental time travel um company or whatever called the Sands of Time. And you have a wonderful husband named Mathael and a beautiful daughter named Dakar. Um, you've been working there for quite a while, and Sands of Time hasn't seen any incidences as far as security goes. So you've always had like just the best of jobs. So you've always kind of really loved this job or whatever, and you've kind of want to move up in the ranks. And the person you know only as the director says that he's actually got a side job that he'd like for you to do. He'd like you to be in part of this experimental um, uh, time travel program, because they have little divisions and stuff like that, and they're like, well, we really would like you to oversee this, because we've got some volunteers that we have that are gonna be able to, or that are gonna be in this program, and we want to just see how this program is run. But we need a man on the inside. We need somebody to be able to protect these people and make sure that whatever they're doing, that you are able to do your job and protect them at all cost. And you kind of get that um that inkling of like, yeah, I'd like to do that. It'd definitely be better than just being regular old chief of security here.
Then they zap you with a fucking taser and throw you in a fucking
Yeah. They're
thing.
like, right this way, club in the head. You're in the thing. No.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Great. So, so it sounds like this team was put together, and then I was put in charge of them, or their safety as we traveled through time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Great. Good. Sounds good. I think Cam's head just kind of drops, and he kind of like shakes. Like, we can move our heads, right?
Yes, you can
Yeah.
move your heads, yes.
All right. So it's just I just kind of like shake it off and I doesn't say anything. Just like what? What? Okay. Like, oh, all right. He doesn't say anything else.
Okay. And then lastly, Toda, um, you it's like your memory is about to play in your head, and it looks like it's almost like a reel you would see, like an old school reel in a movie, and it starts to kind of flip. It's just and it's gonna start playing your life, and then all of a sudden it's like it stops and it cuts and it kind of like shakes a little bit, and then it almost sounds like something is in your head. It almost sounds like something that is the only thing I can think of, and this is just kind of a modern day reference, is like when they have those like kind of like goofy like bits uh um in sorry, what's that show? Oh, the one that just came out with the based on the video game or whatever.
Fallout.
Fallout, yeah. So it's kind of like that. And a voice kind of is like almost in your head, and it says, a nice young boy who is in his second year at Enchanted Hollow Institute of Wizardry and is working very hard to become a successful wizard. He's had some small rivalry. He's had some small rivalries with his classmate Snippet Will-O-Whisker, but he's such a great student that I'm sure he'll be a dominant wizard. And then you it kind of shakes a little bit, it kind of cuts out, and it seems real, but it also seems fake. And then all of a sudden your memory is replaced with this blackness and these two big red eyes staring at you, and it kind of uh, talks in kind of a deep voice, and it almost sounds like what you were hearing in your head with the description of your whatever, and you hear it say, and you are a very nice boy.
That face.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the as you guys are just really trying to process this, it's almost like it again, just like the real thing, everything kind of speeds up in motion, and all of a sudden you are all able to move.
And I trip and fall on my face.
Oh,
I think because I'm invisible, I'll grab Tamarin. Like I'll rush forward and kind of like put an arm around her and move like rush towards the front of the cave to get out because Toda said we got to get out.
Okay.
You want like an acrobatics or do you want some sort of a thing or are we in narrative time?
Yeah, because you're gonna basically gonna be walking past them. So you
I am
so are you
invisible.
gonna try? Yeah, you're invisible. She is not.
How about advantage on the roll?
Sure.
All right, I'm using my Midwest resin geek dice. Yeah.
nice.
Oh, those aren't great. Well, that's going to be a 12. That's going to be a 12.
Okay. So
Sorry.
Should I stealth?
yeah.
Should I roll a stealth? Nope.
I wrap my
Trying to think
cloak
how-
around her.
An invisible cloak goes
But-
around me, does nothing. I just look
Yeah,
funny because I'm
you-
like hunched over.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like half out, just kind of hanging there or whatever, kind of going by. Yeah. Yeah, basically what happens is that basic kind of what it looks like. It looks like Belzarin is trying to wrap Tamarin up, and it looks just awkward, and she's kind of hanging half out. She's got like half of her arms and her legs are in there, but like from like here up you can see everything, and you're like trying to look off to the side, like nothing to see here, nothing to see. And the and the royal vizier says, "Wait a minute. What are you doing there?"
Is he alone or are there others with him?
Yes,
There's
there
two
are two
guards.
others. Yeah, no, actually, there are not two guards. There are two other people, and I will describe them for you.
Ooh.
There is a big Goliath. He is dressed in an orange-red toga with ripped muscles, milky white skin, and dark black eyes. He carries a staff with an elephant head where the trunk and the ears seem to move. And then also there is a were-rat, uh, kind of like 4'2" of them, dressed in a
Tall.
robe that makes her look like she's almost invisible, except for the outlines of her body. So like her arms, her legs, her eyes, her ears, you can see them, but everything else almost looks like it's invisible.
And
That's
the,
some predator cloaking.
okay, so there's the Goliath you said, and the were-rat, and those are like the two
Correct.
guards.
Yeah, and well, it's his two companions. They don't look like guards.
Okay.
They almost look like they look almost wizardy, almost like the royal vizier is.
Okay. Um, so as she's being like hustled out, and he says that, she turns around and she kind of like coyly looks over her shoulder and like flips her hair over to the other side, and she says, "Stop in the name of love." And she's gonna cast whole person.
Nice.
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 And he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. All right.
And my save DC is 14.
14. Okay. He rolled a 9, so that is not going to do it.
Sweet.
Nice.
Just like twinkle
Yeah.
toes, keep going.
Oh shit, I think that worked.
So he is in place.
Yes. The other two are coming after us, and she's like, "Run!"
All right.
Yes.
And in that case, so laying prone on the ground, Toto's gonna reach for one of the glowing spheres and roll it so that it goes to the feet of the other two, and he'll just go sleepy time. And let's see, that's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 15, 21, 29, 35, 30. So starting with the lowest HP one, so out of the two of them, it's gonna be 39 HP. Lowest one will fall asleep first. If there's anything left for the second one, they'll also fall asleep.
Okay. Yeah, so the were-rat looks like looks like she's going to make a move, and then like almost kind of does like a pose like she's gonna just start running, and then she just kind of falls over asleep.
Nice.
All right. So, what does the last man standing do?
So let's see. Well, actually, now I feel bad. I think we should have rolled initiative so far, but I think we're gonna do that now because he's gonna try to attack one. Well, it's probably gonna be Tamron because he's the only one. She's the only one he sees.
I feel like that makes sense.
1,000% gonna shove Belzarin in the way. She's just gonna be like, "Hit him."
Those other two got surprised for sure.
I have a 23.
Ooh.
Nice.
Holy. Oh wow, 18. Not bad.
13.
Oh, initiative 20.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Wow,
King
we are
Jones.
rocking it.
Yeah.
Listen, Tamara did what she could do.
Great.
She did it.
It's
That was
so
it.
good. You set him up so that he's will be very easily killed.
Okay, Belzar, you got 23, right?
Correct.
Tamron, what'd you get?
I think she got
13.
13, right? Yeah.
13.
13. Okay. Cam?
20.
Didn't
I
hear
forget
you.
my character's name.
Oh, sorry, 20.
20. Okay. Awesome. Toda?
18.
18. Okay, great.
Ooh, I have the thing I can do.
You do.
That.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Belzaron, you're up first.
I am going to do a disarming attack. My total is a dirty 20. I roll a 13 plus 7. So I'm going to spend a hit, one superiority die, and I'm going to add that to my damage roll, which I think is a D8. Ooh, that's only going to be 4. But the target has to make a strength save or drop the object you choose. It lands at its feet. So I'm going to have him, whatever he has in his hands, he's going to drop it. So it's almost
Okay.
like he pushes Tamarin out of the way as he draws his scimitar and just comes around and slaps the back of the guy's hand with the flat of his sword to cause him to drop if he has anything in his hand.
Oh, he has the staff.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got
right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the strength
so-
check again?
So he needs to make a strength save, I guess, against my DC, which is I don't hold on. Let me see if I have that written down somewhere. Ooh. So I should have a DC for that written down.
I think it should
Don't.
be 8 plus strength plus proficiency.
Hold on, let me look. I'm a terrible D&D player or fantasy role-playing game player. Oh, let's see. Strength. So it's 8 plus my proficiency bonus, which is, I believe, 3. So that's 11 plus my deck. So he's got to roll 15 or better.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a note that that's the DC.
Is
That's a
he
12. He does not.
Ha! So I slap the back of his hand and he drops his staff.
Nice. So he drops the staff and
Bounty
as the staff hits the ground, the elephant on top of the staff makes a noise.
That staff.
Since I didn't move, can I kick it? Or is that like a whole separate action?
That would be an action. Yeah,
Alright,
you'd have to do
kick
that.
it. Yes, you can. No.
And I'm just pushing Tamarin towards the opening, right? I'm putting myself
good.
between her and this person.
Yeah, for sure. How much do you have for speed right now?
Me?
Yep.
My speed is 30.
Okay.
And I did 4 damage if that matters.
Yep, got that. So, okay. I just want to know how far away you're getting from
I mean, I'm probably
Goliath.
engaged, right? Like
Oh, that's true.
Congratulations.
push her
That's right.
from out of my cloak, draw the sword,
So many jokes.
come back around, slap the back of his hand so he drops the staff.
Yep.
So but I'm invisible, right? So like
Yeah.
his hand just hurts all of a sudden.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, nice. Staying invisible in combat.
Hmm. Yeah. Trying to think, how would that work? Would it work like that? Maybe it would. But it also is a cloak too. Okay.
So unless I take my hood off as
Mhm.
as the description was given to me, I'm
Yep.
invisible.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Cam, you're up.
So Cam kind of stayed back. So Toda just did the thing with the balls out for the sleeps. So I think what Cam's kind of turned
Toda's
into Toda.
balls.
Yeah, he's like balls. Doesn't he? He got them shiny balls. So I think Cam just turns to Toda and just says, "If you're do what you're gonna do, and then let's get the hell out of here. Like blow this thing up." Uh, and then I'm probably gonna just wheel around and just take a shot at the Vizier with my crossed bow. If I can do that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I'm a little fuzzy on the distances that we're working with here. Like we can see the opening
So
from
you're gonna shoot the guy that is I've got hold person did.
uh yeah, because it was gonna be that's who we wanted to take down, right? Or
Yeah, I was just thinking when we blew up the cave, he'd die anyway.
oh yeah, that's
Well, no, because
that's
we're taking him with us, right?
Are
I
we?
guess.
I thought we
yeah.
Well,
I don't
so
know.
right, unless
I'm kind of stuck because what I want to do is help Toto get out of the cave because
yeah.
well,
I don't know what he's gonna do.
so do that, right? Because the guy who's held is held, right? Like meta. The guy who's held is held.
Yeah.
So if you attack him, he becomes asleep. I'm between
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he would.
Tamarin and the
He
only
is
guy who's currently active because the other two, one is held and one's asleep.
okay. All
Meta,
right.
right? Like meta gaming.
No, that's also in game. One is held and one's asleep.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
It's
So all right.
visibly
What?
it's visibly
All right. Yeah, I'm a terrible tactician. So what is hell is one is asleep. So the guy that you just slapped the staff out of is okay. So he's still running around. But yeah, I'm kind of focused on the safety of Toda here. Like what were you going to do? You're blowing up
well,
the
you can
cave with
always
what?
just football carry me out.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Pick
but I
him
want you to
up.
do what you're going to do first. So it's almost kind of feels like
Well,
I'm holding my
we
action.
probably want to be a little ways away when this thing starts to explode.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah. It feels like I want to hold my action until he does what he does, and then when he does what he does, I pick him up and running. But I don't know if that makes sense. Because what's your speed?
oh, I'm slow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
He's
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
tiny.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
hold your
that's
action
Well,
to
technically, I'm an orc. So,
yeah. Like how
Well,
much of your? All right. Yeah. I'm kind of waiting to see what Toda does. I think that's kind of. I don't want him in here when he's going to be throwing his explodey magics around. So what is Toda doing? What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna try to infuse this place with as much arcane energy as I can.
Sweet. Okay. Oh.
That's all I got.
All right.
sweet.
Yeah, I'd probably just hold until he does that, and then my action is basically going to be getting him out the hell out of there. Fireman carry.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your action.
Yeah, until it does what he's going to do.
Okay. Well, speaking of, Toto, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take another one of my balls, and I am going to wind up as far as I can and toss it. And as I do, there's like this spirally trail of smoke that starts to come off the back of it. And as it gets like to the peak of the throw, I just uh uh I just whisper vapor, and the whole ball just explodes into a puff of smoke that covers like a 20-ish foot sphere all throughout the cave.
Are you just making shit up now?
No, I'm casting fog cloud.
Nice.
Okay.
That's kind of the biggest spell I have, like like area wise. So I was figuring
Nice.
do that.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So you cast the fog, and it's encompassing everyone. So unless trying to think, because I don't think.
No, I cannot control it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna be harder for everyone to see,
Yeah.
not just thine enemies.
Oh no, everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So when that cloud happens, then Cam, do you try to go? Do you remember where Toda is and try to grab him and get out of there?
Yeah, I like to think I was standing right next to him. So I mean, I'm picking him up, and I'm going to use my cunning action, my bonus action to dash, and I'm just screwing out of there with him over my shoulder.
Okay.
You're gonna yeet out of the cave.
We are yeeting. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
Naruto running with him over one of my shoulders.
So it is.
All
So the area is heavily obscured, which means
Yeah, how does I mean I have dark
uh,
vision. How does that work?
a creature effectively suffers from the blinded condition while they're in that area. So we're all blinded by the fog.
Blinded by the fog.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't.
I'm
It
glad
doesn't flow
everybody
as well.
else heard that in their
No.
head. Tamara's
All
over
right,
there
well,
like
in that-
dancing.
Well, in that case, Cam, I think I'm gonna have you roll. So I'm trying to think what is like a search in D&D. Is that
Perception.
perception? Yeah. Always fucking
inve-
perception. Does it never change?
Investigation.
No, it never does.
9 times out of 10.
Oh,
Perception.
Listen,
That's a good.
Perception for me is like generally trying to see what's going around you. Investigation is searching for something in particular. So
Yes.
Right.
That's true. So yeah, maybe more investigation than perception.
I'll do it.
That does make sense. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna have you do it at disadvantage then because of the blindness.
I'll do it. Disadvantage. 10 plus 2, 12.
Okay. So
I'm
yeah, so
investigating the darkness.
it's not pretty. Let's just say you accidentally, you're such a big, well, no, it wouldn't matter because you're in different bodies. Let's just say you run into Toda and Toda like almost knocks you down because Toda's orc body is bigger than yours.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Maybe he carries me. Oh, I can't. All right. So we don't make it out. We're in the explosions.
Well, you're not. Nothing's exploded yet because he's
Oh.
just thrown the fog so far.
Okay.
Yep. So he hasn't thrown anything to explode the area yet.
All right. So the 12 is no good.
No, you did find him.
Oh,
you
did
just
okay. Okay.
yeah,
So
it
if I
was
find
just
him,
it
then
was
I'm
just
then I'm-
awkward.
Yeah.
You stumble into him.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
grab
for
him.
sure. So what's your speed right now?
It's is 30, but I'm
Okay.
gonna be
So we're
using that cunning action to dash.
Okay.
I guess I really don't need to do that because it is going to be my action, but like I can.
Yeah,
Which I
well,
think-
just the blindness is going to cut it down, so it would be like 15 instead of 30 then.
Okay. What does dash do though? Doesn't dash do something?
I think it gives, so I think it doubles your speed, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It means you can perform the run action as a bonus action.
Yep.
So maybe it
Yeah.
moves his normal speed then. At
Yeah,
that
you'll
point,
know
if it's
move a
half.
normal speed then. Yep, exactly.
Sweet. I
Okay.
do it.
All right. So let's see. So you hear this Goliath just swearing up and down, like little peons, I'm gonna fucking tear off their fucking heads, that kind of thing. And you feel him kind of like feeling around.
You have to roll a disadvantage to find his staff?
Ooh,
He's
yeah.
blind.
Yes, he is. And he rolled a 1 on that. So he's, just on his hands and knees, just trying to find any
Kicks it
purchase. He's
further away.
actually trying to find his staff. And as Cam is leading Toda, or the opposite, out the cave, Toda's orc foot steps on the Goliath's hand and crunches many bones. And you hear the Goliath scream in pain. Ah! Tamron, the hold person, what was that? What was the save for that? Because he, at the end of his turn, he's going to be able to roll for that.
You can make another wisdom saving throw. Save is wisdom 14.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Good thing he's at disadvantage. So you hear a bunch of swirling, and it almost seems like something is happening, like almost like a pattern where something, like a movement of hands, and it almost feels like all of a sudden a bunch of wind is starting to swirl together, and nothing happens. And you hear the royal vizier mutter under his breath. Um, uh, you hear him mutter under his breath. Uh, what would he
He's
say?
asleep, isn't he?
No, the
No,
rat's
the
asleep.
were rat is. He's an old
Hmm.
person.
Oh, hopeless.
Yep. He kind of curses under his breath, and he says, "Was it all worth it? Ah, probably not." And ooh, he does not break out of his hold, or out of your hold, I should say. All right, Belzar, you're up.
Um, I, so can I make would it be an investigation to find this guy and then make an attack, or how
Yeah,
does this work?
yeah, because again, you are, and then you'd have disadvantage because again, you are technically blinded.
So the lowest 7, my investigation is a +3, so that's a 10.
Okay, yeah, I'll say for some reason you're able to like
I mean, he was in front of me, right?
just
Like it's not like I don't know where he is.
yeah. You probably heard his voice, so you were able to kind of find where he's at.
I so if I hear like if I have that sort of perception that like he's low,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like overhand chop into where I think he's gonna be.
Oh, geez, nice.
Ooh, that's a 19 +7, buddy.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna guess
Yeah,
So,
you definitely hit him.
all right, I'm not gonna roll that D6 because that one sucked last time. And I think I'm gonna spend. Ooh, I think I'm gonna spend another superiority dice. Maybe.
Ooh.
Mm, no, I guess I don't have anything that's useful. Yeah, I'm not. It's a D6. Yeah. So that's a 4 + 4 is 8 damage to this guy.
Nice.
So essentially, I'm just kind of like, I kind of cock my head and I feel him kind of, hear him sort of like shuffling around, like pushing the dirt, trying to find the thing. And I just come like up overhand and down and just sort of like slash him across the back. And yeah,
Nice. On the Goliath, correct?
on the Goliath. Yep. Because he was the only
Yep,
one that was
perfect.
technically active.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I guess
true.
I'll use my movement to like move away. Right? Because the opportunity tech would be non-existent since he can't see me. Like he can't see me anyway because I'm invisible.
You're like double
Yeah, yeah.
invisible.
So
Yeah,
I'll start to
exactly.
move towards the gate because I know something is afoot. Like Toad is doing something.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so let's just say, you know, uh, hmm,
If it's half, it's 15. So I assume
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
15.
not get me out of the cave.
Yeah, it doesn't get you out there, but let's just say you can see some light ahead of you.
Okay. Yeah, because we had to move towards them already to engage, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. All right, Cam, what do you do next?
Just continuing to get out of the. I want to continue to get out of the fog. Get just so we're not blinded anymore.
Okay. Sounds
Just
good.
gonna keep going.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, you do nothing seems to halt your progress at all.
Still in the fog.
Yes, you are still in the fog.
Toad, how big is this fog?
It's about
20 feet.
20 feet in diameter. So about, you know, however big that is. I don't know. I didn't really do well in geometry class.
So if I dash again, I've gone 30 feet, and if I dash again with him,
You should be out of it.
another that's another 30.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we get out of it, and it's like, okay, good. So what can we see when we're out of it? Like I think I'd probably just turn to someone and go, okay, so now what with this? You threw the fog in there. What's happening next?
That's a really good question. I kind of thought that by me making the fog that it would the arcane energies would interact with the crystal and maybe something would happen.
And as
I think
Toda
Cam just kind of
says,
stands up and like scratches his head, looking back at the cave, like, okay,
Yeah.
just looking for Belzarin and Tamron.
yeah. But
I've
as
got an
Toda
idea
says
to help
that,
with that.
it actually the fog starts to move.
Oh,
So now it's encompassing the whole cave.
oh boy. Well, it's definitely doing
So
something.
it's coming towards you as you guys are running away.
It's growing. It's a living fog.
Oh no!
Hey,
It's
can
the
you guys
fog.
see anything? I can't see anything in here.
Where are you?
I'm still in the cave, I think. I can't
All
see
right, Toda,
shit.
what do you do now?
All right. I'm gonna take another sphere, and it has, if you look in it, it looks like it has like little fireflies floating around in it. And I'll throw it on the ground, like bowl it, and as it reaches like a few feet, it stops rolling, but then also continues to roll as another like copy of it breaks off. And then it goes like another 5 feet, and then another one breaks off, and then 5 feet, and another one breaks off. And then all of a sudden they just start going and like twinkling. And I'm basically making like a little like runway path of lights from us into the cave in an attempt to show Tamron and Belzarin the way out.
Cam scratches his head and thinks, "Where the fuck is he getting all these balls?"
I have a bandolier.
A baldelier.
You know what? I just realized I never gave Tamron her turn. So guess what?
Oh,
Tamron,
no.
you get a couple of turns. Apologies. I'm the
Nice.
worst.
A bonus turn. I love it.
Yes.
It's fine.
Hey, Leslie, thanks for playing.
Oh, yep. Just like a man leaving the woman out of the equation.
It's quite all right. So I think well, I presume she and Belzarin have they managed to run out of this?
You're
I
trying.
am-
Yep. You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm still definitely inside because I was fighting that dude.
Okay.
Yep.
Then she would probably be like, peace, and run out.
Dumbass. See ya.
Not a scene, not a thing, not a lover, not a fighter. She will run out and then turn around, and then she looks over at Toda and she's like, well, how are we gonna like blow up the cave if you've got it covered in fog, Toda?
I just thought it would happen.
Is there metal inside the cave, like from when they were digging in there?
Heat metal, do it.
I think we found stuff. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we talked about it and nothing was there. So
No,
it's like
nothing
they cleaned out the caves. Yeah. So it's just It's just the Crestium inside the cave, and that's literally it. Except for the little piles of ash of the people that died. So if you want to use that, you can, but I don't think that's cool. No,
What
there was
happens if
nothing.
you cast
They talked
Dispel
about
Magic on
using
it?
stuff like that, but everything was cleared out.
Gotcha.
What happens if you cast Dispel Magic on it?
Oh, you should find out.
Okay.
I love that.
Some bullshit.
GM says you should find out.
Sounds
How
like
about
fun.
you said the thing that I've been waiting for the whole time. How about that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so she's gonna turn around and she's like, let's try. And then she kind of waves her hand about it. And she's like, feeling like this is a bit too cohesive. Let's undo some of these magical bonds and see what happens.
What's
She
everybody
casts
gonna
spell.
do?
Hey, what's going on out
Hey,
there?
what's happening? What are you doing?
Belzarin, you should probably run.
I'm running.
Run towards our voices! Hurry up!
Keep
So
talking so I know
what
which
is-
way I'm going.
Yeah, no kidding. There you go. So what spell are you casting exactly?
Spell magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of third level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of fourth level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. 120 feet is the range. Yeah, casting time, 1 action. So
I'm really having a tough time. I hear most of it, but exactly what is the spell called exactly?
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic. Thank you. I don't know why. All I heard was magic. That's all I heard for some reason. Okay,
I'm
perfect.
casting magic.
I'm casting magic.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, so where exactly are you casting it?
Probably just at some of the
I want an
crystals.
exact direction. Ahead of you, above you, to the left, right, below you.
I don't really have a map, so it's hard for me to say. I'm casting it into the cave, like towards the back of the cave, something like that.
So you're
like
more so
ahead,
you're
right?
casting it on the fog effect.
I'm not casting it on the fog effect. I'm casting it on the actual crystals.
Okay.
Nice.
So with just because I want to help you out, there's still a lot of fog. So if you cast it in there, you might cast it and hit something else other than the Crestium itself. But you can see the Crestium basically, let's say like 10-ish feet forward, and then everything that's kind of in front of you and kind of behind you, you're almost out of the cave. You're just at the mouth of it or whatever.
Okay, so I'm not sure. I guess I'm just not really clear on where we are. I thought we ran out of the cave and had to go for like 30 or 40 feet before we could even get out of the fog. So are we still in the cave or?
No, you're right. You're out of the cave. You're at the mouth of the cave, but Belzarin is still in there. I'm basically saying, so like if you're casting it in like forward, you might hit him.
Okay. All right. How about if I hold my action until Toda does something with the fog? And then if Toda gets
Okay.
rid of the fog, then I'll cast something.
Okay.
I'll cast.
I mean, if you
Dispel
want to
Magic.
cast it in there, you can. I'm just saying
It doesn't sound to
might-
me like it doesn't sound to me from your description like it makes any sense. So she's just gonna hold off.
There's nothing magical about me. You could fucking light me up.
Okay. All right. No, just okay. Let's just do it then. Yep.
No, it's okay. I'll
No, it's
she'll just hold
okay.
her
No,
action.
it's okay. No, I understand now. Okay. Yep.
So
So-
if you cast it, so you're just outside the mouth of the cave. So if you can see the crystals like around the inside of the cave mouth for like 10 feet. So if you target those, something may or may not happen.
Yeah, but it's
and
liable to kill Belzarin, which was why I was trying to cast farther into the
Yeah.
cave.
No, I that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. Nope, that
So-
makes sense.
So
The only other thing I'm
waiting.
worried about is the fog too, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Well, that's
So, yeah.
that's why I'm saying she'll just wait. She'll just wait for Toda to do something with the fog as a trigger, and then she'll do something.
Okay.
Or if you see
Okay,
the whites
okay.
of Belzarin's eyes coming through the fog.
Just here running.
Take your hood off if you're running out of the fog so we can see you.
I know he's invisible, so that's not super
Yeah.
helpful.
Well,
Yeah.
but it's like a person, like an invisible person running in the rain. You can see the footsteps and stuff, so we'll be able to see the fog move as he runs
Swirl.
through it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's swirling around his
Next turn, I'll pull my hood off so you guys can see me running.
nice.
Sounds dramatic.
Okay. You know what? Instead of doing that, I'm just gonna say that we've gone enough. How long is that supposed to last, Toda? That fog?
An hour.
Forever.
An hour. Jesus Christ. Okay,
Hour.
never mind. I was trying to circumvent it, but I guess not. Okay. Yeah.
I can
so,
turn it off anytime I
you-
want. So if it feels, honestly, I was gonna, if they weren't out soon, and I felt like it wasn't doing anything, if it wasn't having the reaction that I thought it would, I was gonna dissipate it anyway.
Oh, okay. Boy, I feel like I've really fucked things up. I apologize. Okay. So,
No, you're fine.
so what happens is you actually, Belzarin, you hear the were-rat kind of stir.
Oh shit! I hear something stirring.
Yep. And you just hear a little bit of a mumbling, and you hear, if I find the person that have done this to me, I'm gonna eat their eyeballs out.
That doesn't sound good. I'm running.
I'm gonna have the Royal Vizier roll again for another trying to get out of this, because he's not gonna do anything because he's blinded, and you can hear he's kind of yelling for people, and he's not getting any reaction, so he's just like trying to break, and he doesn't. Okay, all right. So we're gonna say that it goes. We're just gonna fast forward right to Toda, just because I would go right back to Bel. Oh no, it's Belzarin first. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I double move. I'm running to get
For
the
sure.
fuck out of the cave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're not fucking around. Yeah, and nobody's getting in your way. You guys have really fucked these guys over. So, yep, you see Belzarin, or well, actually, you don't. You're
I pull my hood
still
off.
invisible.
Right, and I pull my hood off so they can see, so they don't like shoot me as I'm coming out. So I rip the hood off, and I'm just hoofing it, and I dive out of the cave mouth as I get towards the end. And like as I'm flying through the air, like Toda does a thing, and like the cave explodes or whatever. But
Yeah. But the funny thing is, the only thing you see is his head going. You don't see anything else. You see his head
Just
rushing and then jumping like it's falling and hits the ground, that kind of thing. And then so
like-
Toda, you dissipate the smoke. And
I will.
Tamron,
Yeah. So once I see Belzarin out. So are we all together now?
Yes, you are.
Like all four of us are out. So at that point, the smoke, like the fog, is actually keeping them in, kind of, right? Or at least it's going to make it harder for them to get out.
Yeah.
So I'd keep it up at that point, only because we're all out anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd keep it out and just start. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll reach into my bag
grab a
and
ball.
I'll pull out a golden wand. And I'll be like, all right, everybody, step back. And I'll go in a bolt of multicolored light will come shooting out of the tip of the wand into the fog. And all you see, there's a split moment of pause by the light disappears into the fog. And then it goes dark for a moment. And then you just see.
Nice.
I cast
So,
a tiny little firework inside the fog.
Yeah. So your ball kind of sparks out, and it's like like lightning, right? It's all over the place kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this was a wand that I pulled from my bag,
Oh, sorry. Yep.
and
And
I'll
so
just I'll kind of hit it, and I'll go, I guess that's all it does. All right, and I'll just stick it back in my wand in my bag.
And Tamron had a held action, so when I
Yeah.
come running out, if she wanted to,
Pops off.
Yeah, because the lightning that Toda is doing is actually gonna dissipate all of the fog because it's just gonna zap everything. So it almost like for half a second, it almost looks like like a thunderstorm and clouds and stuff like that, and everything kind of dissipates and starts to kind of hit and move.
Okay. Well, then she'll cast Dispel Magic on some of the Crestium. And I think the general idea is that she's trying to like almost like dispel the bonds that like hold the magical energy together, the magical potential
Yep.
energy together.
Ooh.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to have her roll for it because it's kind of a weird thing. It's not like dispelling a spell, but
No,
she's
no,
yeah.
I love it. I love that idea because it's funny because I had this idea in my head when you said that. It's almost like the Crestium kind of winks a little bit and just kind of like it a lot of colors kind of happen and then like you see one of the Crestiums just kind of slide out of the top and hit the floor. And that kind of creates a reaction of shards coming out of the other one, and shards kind of pop into the air and hit other ones. And then they start to catch fire, and fire kind of floats off and hits another one. And then it goes into the lightning that Toda made in the middle of this fog that actually dissipated. And then lightning bolts shoot off, and you see these lightning bolts like hit like the Vizier and the Goliath and the Were Rat and just sear through their body. And you see the shards like poking through like ears and like through their like guts, and guts start kind of spilling out. And it's just this grisly scene of just pops and this Crestium mine, which once looked like this beautiful, almost like crystal cave, turns into this freak show of like fire and cold and lightning and other things, and even mist, and everything comes crushing down, but things just start going off, and they're like, it's almost like fireworks. They go into the sky. They come like searing at everybody, and everybody has to kind of duck. So I'm gonna have everybody roll me a dexterity roll to make sure that none of this stuff actually gets to them.
Lucky for me, that's my third best stat.
Nice.
is it a save?
Is it a
or
saving
is it just a
throw or
check?
just
Yeah, let's make
Dex check.
let's make it a saving throw. We'll make this one easy. We'll just make it a 10.
15.
Nice.
16.
13
Oh,
plus
you got one up
6.
me.
19.
Oh, I got a
Nice.
12.
Nice. All right, you all make it. Belzarin is like the closest it comes. It just kind of like something
Blown
just
out of the
zaps past your
cave.
face. Yeah. Well, you're closest to the cave, I guess, when things kind of start happening. So like let's just say like you kind of turn to look to see what's happening. Some just like passes against your ear or whatever, I don't know how you respond if you hit the ground or if you just, whoa, I can't believe that just happened.
I think he just like he's diving out of the cave,
Hmm.
expecting that something is going to happen. So he just kind of like, hits the ground and sort of rolls, comes up, shit's like his hair's blowing all over. His like shit blows all out of the cave, and he's like, "Did we do it?"
Is everyone
Terrence
okay?
I
Yeah, you
think we
guys are
did.
still talking and things are still going in the air and stuff like that.
I think I released all the chaos magics. Isn't it pretty? She's kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
a little
oof.
dangerous, but
That's
pretty.
pretty and sharp. It's pretty sharp. It's pretty good.
I'm like, hey guys, do we know if they made it out okay? I didn't see them run by us.
I don't think they made it. What do
Nope,
they look
no,
like? Are they all just shredded to shit?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
they were torn apart by everything. Seared and speared and cooked and
Yeah.
frozen. It was grisly.
Just I turned to Toto. Go, I'm sure they made it out just fine, Toto.
Cam, I don't think they made them. Oh no, no, I
Yeah,
get it. Yeah.
it's all
No,
right. Yeah,
they're fine. They're
they're
fine.
probably fine.
Okay, well, I think this was successful. And she kind of like looks around. Is what is kind of around the area like? And are the explosions starting to die down, or does this like continue for a long time?
Yeah, it continues for a bit, but luckily, if you remember, like everything around is very swampy and marshy. So like even if stuff like something fiery hits like the marsh, it like kind of dies, you know, and stuff like that. So unless someone's looking completely at what's going on, nothing happens. Like nothing, you know, it doesn't start a forest fire and everything gets burned down kind of thing. It's like, you know,
It's like
and
the
then
Centralia fire. Like this is just like uninhabitable for like the next
yes,
100
yes,
years.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like even as that starts to happen, like it kind of starts to rain a little bit and it starts to even die down some of the stuff that's kind of been going out and that kind of thing.
Okay, so she's sort of looking around and she's like, okay, so how did they get here? Are there horses available? Or like, did they have any other gear or other people? Or was it just the three of them?
Yep. So you were kind of looking around or whatever and
I'm gonna
you
search the
look kind of
area.
behind. Yeah, you kind of look behind the caves where those other two guards were having meals, and there's a couple of horses that are there and they're waiting. There's three horses. They look very regal, that kind of thing. Um, Actually, no. I'm gonna say that it's those griffins that you had actually rid before. So like they're actually waiting there, and like they're very like you can tell they're very just like mad because they just don't want to be there, kind of thing, you know. And they're just he's the one that Tamron that you befriended is just kind of there or whatever, and kind of sees you and almost kind of perks up and almost kind of trots to you and kind of nudges you like, hey.
Yeah, she assumes you're probably spooked by the big explosion. So she starts trying to calm them down. She's like, well, I think we have a way out of here, possibly. Um, and then she's like, should we go back and search the bodies? She says this quietly to like Belsar. I'm like,
I don't, well, but what happens now? I mean, Quip said that we needed to destroy the cave, so we did that. I mean,
is it fully destroyed?
well,
We
I mean,
could investigate it. Yeah.
Crazy you say that, and Quips like just appears.
Ah, whips.
fuck, it's just like that Flintstones episode.
Good job, fellows. You've done it. You've destroyed the Crestium mines. You've changed history for the better.
Oh, I mean, we did.
You
We'll
did.
take your word for it, I suppose.
No, no, seriously. What's happened is the Crestium is gone, and now people can't use that Crestium for evil things.
Oh, well, good. That's great.
People can use magic that should just in other ways. That the way people were going to use magic with the Crestium was going to be evil.
Hmm.
That's great. Can we get out of these bodies? I mean,
Oh, of course. Of course. Let me, I mean,
I
and he
have a
kind of looks around.
tentacle on my face.
He's like, you're, it's weird. You're supposed to be leaving by now. Usually well, from what I've been told, when you complete the mission, you're supposed to jump out of these bodies into the next. And then as soon as you say that, you feel a magic kind of hit you, and it feels like it's almost like your molecules are almost separating from your body and turning into little globules, and they just almost kind of separate, and then you kind of come back together, and you separate and you come back together. And as you kind of come back together, and it's almost, you feel like you're going to be torn apart, you come back together and you're somewhere else. You are in this what seems like this little village, and there is this small fire brewing. And you're all kind of sitting there and wondering what's happening. And there is this old gnome that is sitting there and just telling this grandiose story. And it's about him when he was a kid and some of the adventures he took and stuff like that. And he tells kind of the story with kind of a revelry of like of someone who did a lot of great things when they were young. Toda, I would like you to roll me a perception check, please.
I can do that. Can I do that?
And as Toda is doing this, trying to think.
That's a 3.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. So
I'm mesmerized by the story.
by the talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else, why don't you roll me
I
up?
am.
Yeah, you're dizzied by what's happened, so you don't really know what's going on. So everybody else, roll me a perception check.
Ooh, it's gonna be good.
Ooh, bad. 8.
I got a 23.
Nice.
13.
13. Okay. So Tamron and Belzarin, you see this old gnome, and he looks almost like a spitting image of Toda, just like older. And the old gnome says, and that's the story as I tell it, or my name's not Quaff Widge. God damn it, I can't even say my own fucking names right. Excuse me. And that's the truth, or my name is not Quaff Wish Widget. And we'll call it there.
Quaff Wish Widget?
Yes.
Son,
Or Quaff
UAF. And if you realize Toda's last name is also Wish Widget.
Nice. That's Toda's last name.
So do we have like complete knowledge of like who everybody is or who just we are?
As far as everybody knows, none of you know each other personally.
Okay. So I don't know that would clock if Toda never really told us what his last name was.
No, you just realize that he looks very much like Toda, just an older version.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like in his
Correct.
30s.
Gnomes don't live that long.
Super old.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what MTV was.
What's TV? All I do is watch YouTube on my tablet now.
True.
Watch Fox News and get on next door.
That's definitely what Quaff does. Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, Pop, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Stop watching Sean Hannity. Get back in real life.
Quaff Wish Widget. Love it.
That's really hard to say, by the way. So I probably never say it again. I'll just call him Quaff.
Eight.
Mm.
Interesting. I don't suppose we're in our own bodies.
Yeah. Any chance it's our own bodies?
No, you see
No,
you see
definitely not.
completely different bodies.
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
We're
Oh boy, he said
full,
it.
full health or whatever. Like it. So do
Oh
we
yeah.
like essentially start from zero
It's a
when we
long
jump into
rest
a
every time
new?
we jump.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yep.
Okay.
Like
Yep.
a druid
Unless the
shapeshift.
sips yeah, unless the system breaks
Yes.
down, you'll always be starting over.
Okay. Cool. I mean, I don't
I
think
feel
anybody
it.
was hurt or anything anyway, but
Oh.
Nope.
No.
I want my
Nope.
spells back, though.
yeah,
You
for
will.
sure.
Everything
You got him.
like I said, everything starts over, even your spells.
Noise.
Yep. So every time you jump, it'll be a redo of everything.
Nice.
For sure. All right. I would like to thank everybody for watching. We're trying to do this on a normal clip every couple of weeks, but of course, life gets in the way. I always appreciate um, when my players come to play. It's always a blast. Thank you for watching. If you like more of this, make sure you listen to our podcast, the MFG Cast. We still are running our, was it season 6 now of Core Noir?
We are in season 6.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Well, the
which is going
podcast
really,
release is still like season 3.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So we'll have to catch up on that kind of thing eventually here. But yeah, if you want to check that out, that's always super fun as well. We also talk about board game stuff too. We just had an episode come out where we talked about a bunch of stuff that we played. Also, a local board game store that we visited that was amazing. So if you want to check that out. And until next time, I'm Kurt. Thank you very much for watching.
Peace.
Bye.